What did the DJ name his son?
What did the DJ name his son?
Eric! Welcome to Get Lost. Get Lost on air.
Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back. It's so difficult to fake laugh, isn't it?
It is. It's so difficult to fake laugh.
We've already done that intro once, literally 10 seconds ago, so we're just fake laughing at him.
Yeah, so I tried to fake laugh, but I'm too honest, to be honest. You know that... You must know this from being friends with me for so long that I'm just too honest.
You are very honest. You're the type of person who, if someone tells a joke, you just go, it's not funny. You wouldn't even pretend that you find it funny. You just go, not funny.
I think it depends on who told it, to be honest.
Yeah,
Barack Obama tells me a joke, I'm laughing.
Yeah, definitely.
But then again, it would be funny if Barack told it. That's the thing.
Would it? Do you think? Do you think he's a comedian?
Bro, I reckon he's one of the best comedians in his family. Hands down.
Yeah.
I bet he's at the dinner table cracking. He seems like the sort of guy that would have so many dad jokes.
He does, doesn't he? Like he doesn't even need to pull the Christmas cracker because he's already knows the joke inside.
A pea would fall off his daughter's plate and he'd immediately be like, that's an escapee.
Oh, my family say, oh, you peed on the table.
Oh, come on, Barack Obama, we're talking about peeing on the table now, sir.
Oh, no, he is the president after all. He was. Rip. Not rip, he's not dead.
But that's going to be a sad day, bro.
Oh, it is. There's certain people who, when they die, it's just going to be so sad. The world will just stop.
It's going to be like Michael Jackson all over again. Do you know the mad part is, I didn't even really know any of Michael Jackson's music until he died.
Neither did I. And then I went on like a big binge of all of his stuff.
Literally, I thought he was some sort of like, what do you call these people who do loads of good for society? I don't know, a good dude.
Green Fingers Club.
Green Fingers Club. Just from watching his black and white video, like that is the first kind of like anti-racist music video I've ever seen.
Yeah, it is a great music video. Great song as well.
It's a tune. And it's quite applicable to him.
Very, actually. Although, how can he say it doesn't matter if you're black and white?
Yeah.
When he's literally been both. Or maybe he's the best in the best position. He's like, it literally doesn't matter because I've got treated the same. But
I've been black, I've been white.
And my life's been the same.
It doesn't matter if you're black or white. That's the order. He's not actually trying to tackle racism. He's just making an observation of his experience.
Yeah. He's like, honestly, guys, I've got just as much money as I did then, so people take the mick out of me more now that I'm white, in fact. So,
oh, absolutely, mate. With a nose like that, how could you not?
He was such a. Do you think he would have been as? Obviously, he was big when he was black, and like hadn't had all the surgery and things. But do you think he would have been as memorable if he'd just stayed like that instead of?
I don't know. It's weird. It's weird, isn't it? I think he probably would have been, mate. Look at Stevie Wonder.
Yeah,
he stayed pretty big. I think that's the same sort of era.
It's true, but he can't look at you.
See, Michael Jackson was just so he was just so talented.
Yeah,
that it kind of goes beyond what he looks like. Adele's a bit like that.
Do you think Adele will be remembered the same way?
Adele looks like she sells cakes in a bake sale in her local church.
Yeah, and she used to look like she ate them all. She didn't actually sell any. God, no prisoners today.
That was brutal. It's so uncalled for.
Sorry, Adele, if you're listening. If you're out there.
I love we always apologise to these really famous people. As if,
like they're going to be listening to us too.
It's just like, sorry, Jeff Bezos. Oh, bad. Oh, sorry, Boris.
Sorry, Boris. Can you imagine Boris sitting down? He's like, right, got to put an hour of my time away so I can listen to the Get Lost boys. Guys, they're doing an impression of me again.
Do they have any other jokes?
I love it. It's getting a bit old now. Maybe they should try somebody else. Poor old Boris. Sorry, Boris, by the way.
We'd be so screwed if we get like a Mexican prime minister.
Oh God, we couldn't do that. We could not do that.
Oh my God. So I think with some singers and stuff, they just seem to like transcend what they look like. You know what I mean? Like Adele could look like anything. Could have been anyone, but with a voice like that and songs like that.
Yeah, like Lewis Capaldi, he's very, very ugly.
Yeah,
Sorry, Lewis. Although I did get told I look like Lewis Capaldi, so that really hurt me.
That's rough. Was it on Tinder or was that IRL?
It was my friend's mum.
That's even worse. That's even worse because she thought it was a compliment. She thought she was being nice. It's the worst part. You don't know what she really thinks.
Yeah, exactly. It hurt a lot. It was. There's certain people you just never want to be compared to.
No. Lewis Capaldi looks like he's been living on the street for like 6 years.
He does. He's like taken the whole Ed Sheeran not caring about the looks thing, because Ed Sheeran's not exactly like gorgeous, and he's known for not caring about, you know, his style and everything like that. Lewis Capaldi's taken that and just run with it, and like I think a bit too far.
Do you reckon it's intentional? Like he's just like
he's
trying to look bedraggled, a bit like Boris with his hair. You know, how Boris kind of ruffles his hair before he goes live.
I think it must be, because also Lewis Capaldi is like, he's really leaning into the whole don't give a fuck thing on Twitter and stuff, isn't he?
He does. He's a bit of a social media influencer these days.
He is. And that's why his music is so big, I think. Obviously it's good, but I think because a load of white girls like his attitude.
He's so funny. That's the thing though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like you don't get many singers with much of a personality, but his personality is off the fucking charts, man.
Exactly. They save their personality to put into their music, and then outside of it, they're just like a shell of a human being. But he is a character. He's writing about stuff he doesn't give a shit about, but his actual character outside of his music is funny.
Post Malone's a bit like that, I think.
Yeah, Post Malone's, everyone loves that guy.
But he doesn't, like, they asked him about his music and he was like, none of it really means anything. And there's people crying over this shit. Like crying their eyes out to Post Malone stuff. But he was like, yeah, this is just stuff I wrote in like fucking 8th grade.
I suppose you could, if you've got that much of an imagination. Like, authors write books about things that have never happened to them. So it must be quite easy to write a song about shit that's just never happened to you. Yeah,
I guess so. I mean, J.K. Rowling doesn't know what it's like to cast a spell.
No. Oh, there's a bit in Fantastic Beasts, I think, where one of them is a muggle, and he goes, "Oh, I'm not smart enough to come up with a world like this." Like, as in saying, like, "Yeah, I believe you because I'm not smart enough to make this shit up." And that's just like a pat on the back for J.K. Rowling. She's like, "I am smart enough."
Did she write that?
I think she did. Yeah, or she helped make the films or something.
Jesus, everyone hates her now, don't they?
Yeah, everyone. Yes, they do. No one's a big fan of J. I don't really know anything about it. I just know that I like Harry Potter. Although, in The Cursed Child, which is an absolutely shit book and a shit story, that and it's like a stage play at the moment. Do you know anything about The Cursed Child?
Yeah. I haven't actually consumed any of the content, but
it's shit, and most people don't class it as actually part of the story. It sort of feels like a weird fan fiction thing. But on the stage show, they hired a black actress to play Hermione, and there was like a big uproar from everyone saying, like, well, it was like the whole left and right argument. Like, half of them are saying, why can't she be black? And the other half are like, oh, well, she was white in the books and everything like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a mad one.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's never. And J.K. Rowling came out and said, I've got no problem with it being a black actress because I never stated in the books that Hermione is white at all.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Although I was listening to The Prisoner of Azkaban, and in that Hermione comes home from like a week away in France or something, and she's described as being very brown. And I was thinking, if she is supposed to be black in the books, then is that not really bad? So she's come home and she looks really brown.
She always looks really brown, but today she looked really brown.
Like, surely she should say, no, she's definitely white, because otherwise that's a really bad comment to make.
Yeah, that's a good point. I feel like Jakey didn't do her research before saying that.
She didn't research her own books.
Trying to get everyone back on side at this point.
I think so, yeah.
just trying to say something that will just keep the people from burning her house down.
I feel like she's a total lost cause now.
Do you reckon she's past gone? Has she been cancelled?
Yeah, and people say whenever some form of Harry Potter content comes online, people write in the comments like, "Oh, the Harry Potter story is so good. So bad there's no author to claim it." They just act like she doesn't exist.
That's so mad that you just erase her.
It's funny as fuck though.
It's retarded.
It's nice that no one's actually tried to cancel the full story though.
Yeah, well, you can't. It's too good.
Yeah, but then that's the question of, should you cancel like a musician's music? Is it wrong to listen to a musician's music?
Nobody's gonna ever cancel. I use this example every time. But Remix to Ignition is such a good song, but it was made by a man who literally pissed on children.
Yeah.
Like, that's 101 in the things you can't do book.
Yeah, that's got to be in there. It must be in there somewhere.
And he did it. And everyone knows he's done it. And yeah, every time you go clubbing, Remix to Ignition comes on and people lose their shit.
Yeah, everyone loses their mind.
So like some content is just uncancelable, I think.
Yeah, I think you might be right. But then some people try and some people don't listen to certain things because of the artist. I don't know.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's difficult to know where to draw the line with those things, to be honest.
It is, especially like with like old music.
Oh,
a lot of old musicians like did some dodgy shit. You know?
Yeah. That's true. And you can't really, you kind of can and kind of can't blame it on their times, is the mad part. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Hitler killing millions of Jews. That's not going to age well. And you can't be like, oh, that was just his time because everyone wasn't killing Jews. It was just
true.
Hitler.
It was a bad thing at the time as well. It's not like that can age badly.
Exactly. And you must think that with some of the things like from back in the day.
I don't get how musicians can sing about doing all like loads of drugs, and like the Rolling Stones used to sing about doing heroin. How the fuck can they get away with that and without getting like a police raid?
I don't know. Well, then again, rappers do it, don't they? They do it all the time.
Yeah, but
rappers
how?
talk about taking Molly constantly. They talk about shooting people. They literally talk about the people they've shot.
Yeah, they fully incriminate themselves. They basically just say, I'm a murderer and I do class A drugs. Come and get me. But then nothing's done about it. It's because the police are like, fuck, it's a tune, to be fair.
Do you reckon that's it? Like, that's how they decide whether they're going to lock him up. It's like, does it slap though?
Yeah, exactly.
Could I play this in the club?
Like, could Demi Lovato not have got in big trouble for the whole heroin thing?
I don't know. It does seem nuts, doesn't it? Because as soon as everyone finds out you're a heroin addict, what's stopping them from just finding your heroin? Exactly.
Do celebrities have different privileges?
Yeah, I think they do.
Yeah, we can answer that one.
Juice WRLD went on a plane and I think he overdosed on the plane. That's how he died. Can you imagine anyone else trying to smuggle enough drugs to overdose onto a plane?
I watched a video of Steve-O saying how he used to smuggle drugs. How he used to smuggle drugs to different parts of the world. And
How'd he do
I
it?
can't even remember what he
Mate,
there
Steve-O
was-
definitely stuck up his butt. Surely
I think
Steve-O
he
stuck it up his
must
butt.
have. He must have done. Oh, he used to swallow. Oh, so he used to put weed in a condom and swallow it, and then it would come out the other end.
That's genius.
It is, but then could it not dissolve in the belly? Is there not like the risk of it dissolving in the belly, and then halfway through your flight you just get absolutely fucked? Like you're there freaking out, like
Jesus Christ.
monging out for the rest of the flight because you've swallowed fucking 10 grams of weed.
That's mad.
Because
That reminds me of a story I heard about, I think it was a friend of a friend, and he was into like MDMA, and
Right.
he got caught with like 3 to 4 grams of MDMA on him, which is like a lot.
Okay.
And the police found him, and he just swallowed it, man. Just
The whole
swallowed the
thing?
whole lot in one go, and then he was in the cell because they took him in. They couldn't get him for anything because he'd swallowed it all.
Yeah.
But like it absolutely fucked with him. Apparently,
I bet it did.
like,
Jesus
completely crippled him.
Christ.
Like I don't think he had some sort of permanent damage from it. It was
Oh my
pretty
god.
mad.
Scary. Don't do drugs.
or just at least that many. Jesus.
Yeah, just
I
don't
mean, like,
get
if you are
caught.
going to do drugs, don't do all of them in one go. Unless the police find you, I guess.
But is it worth it? Is it worth fucking yourself up forever? Like, what sort of charge would you get for just possessing those things? I don't know. I don't know anything about the laws, to be honest. That's something you should be taught, is what laws there are. Because I don't know what I'm doing that is illegal.
That's a good point.
Not that I'm going around killing people or anything, but like, I don't know what is illegal.
Yeah, can you imagine?
Like,
Like,
I
oh,
used to
this is
think-
fine. This is
Yeah.
fine.
Nothing
wrong with it.
I
Nobody
used
told
to
me
think
murder
that-
was wrong.
I think that's one thing that you have been told. Murder is wrong.
But it's funny how
yeah.
schools rely on your parents to tell you that. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like,
And
what
who
if they
the fuck
don't?
told the parents?
Yeah.
The parents didn't get a handbook of laws, did they?
No.
And like, my parents used to tell me that it was illegal to turn the light on inside the car while you're driving along at night.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I had that told to me as well.
Like, what am I going to
Glad
do?
it's
Get
not just
locked up?
That can't be true. That just can't.
It definitely can't be true. There's no way.
Oh, mate. I did tell my brother that he was going to get arrested for the time he swore on Club Penguin once. And honestly, mate, the reaction was just so worth it. It was so worth it.
Club Penguin. The Club Penguin was so good.
Yeah.
That was
The fact that you could get banned on that shit was so funny.
Yeah, that was the origins of my my username on everything.
Oh, really? What, Chazzy
Yeah, Chazidar. That came from Club Penguin because you couldn't have. I remember it so clearly. You couldn't have Charlie because it had been used, obviously, and I didn't realise that more than one person couldn't be called Charlie on the internet back then. And then me and my sister were sat at the computer, and she was like, "How about Chazidar?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then I've just used it ever since because it's never taken on anything, and I don't have to fuck around with numbers or anything in any of my names.
You didn't ever try to get people to call you it, like, IRL?
I didn't, although I did get Chazidar on my Levers hoodie at school, which is still the cringiest thing I ever did. God, it was
Chucking your
awful.
YouTube account name on the back of your hoodie. I love that.
Put the whole
Respect
put the
that.
whole URL, youtube.com/Chazidar.
Please subscribe.
Yeah, make my own merch. I'm my own advertising.
Amazing. Oh, God. You start doing that for Get Lost.
Shall we?
You just us wearing it. Just Get Lost t-shirts. We can start doing that.
Yeah, we need someone to advertise this shit for us.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we should fly a plane over a football match.
Shall we?
Yeah,
How
I feel like it's a
expensive
good
do
use
you
of money.
reckon it is? There must be a lot of money.
I don't know. I got a spare plane. We got a spare plane. I got a spare Get Lost banner. Chuck the two together.
Oh,
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah, fuck it.
Wicked.
We just put it together. It'll be a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Do you listen to the radio?
Not anymore. When I was driving, when I had my job driving, I did a lot.
Yeah. But like, so did you listen to like the music side of it, or was it just?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. It was odd. It was like a switch between Capital and BBC Four.
Ooh. I find it's everyone hates on like chart music.
Yeah.
All the time, right? But then you give it 3 years and everyone looks back on the old chart music and they're like, wow, there was some sick songs in the charts. Like, even when in 2012, when that was when I think YouTube was getting really big and everything like that, and people on YouTube were all moaning about chart music and how shit it is and how it's all the same and everything. But there were some fucking tunes in 2012 that you look back on now and everyone's like, God, we had it great. We had Carly Rae Jepsen in the charts. Payphone, I think that was in the charts then.
Mate, La La La.
La La La.
La 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 la.
Yeah.
Mate, that is a banger.
We Are Young by Fun. Oh hey, the Lumineers. What a great year for music.
The Heist.
The Heist. I don't know what the Heist is.
Macklemore and like the ceiling can hold us. Actually, hold us, isn't it?
Diamonds by Rihanna was in 2012.
Yeah.
I Will Wait, Mumford & Sons. Mate, there's so many good songs.
Yeah.
As long
that was
as
such a good year for music, to be honest.
It was, and people used to moan then. So what do they moan about now?
J.K. Rowling.
That's true. I don't know any of these songs that are on the charts at the moment. I don't listen to, well, apart from Driver's License by Olivia Rodrigo.
That's a bit of a hit, isn't it?
That is an absolute bop. I'm pretty sure she's a TikToker, or that went viral on TikTok.
No, really. No, I saw the TikTok of, the song's about a lad. I saw the TikTok of the lad's girlfriend saying, when this girl just won't leave your lad alone. She brings out a chart hit and it goes number 1.
Oh.
And it's like, oh, Jesus. Can you imagine? She just wrote that like out of like how upset she is about this boy. And it just goes number 1.
And yeah. And everyone knows that it's about you. And they're like, oh, mate.
Imagine the lad sat there like, oh, Jesus.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
He gets mad.
Can you imagine your ex-girlfriend just becomes a fucking number 1?
It's about you. I mean, I was thinking about that with Ed Sheeran and Nina Nesbitt's songs. Not Nina. There was a song about Nina, literally called Nina.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Nina like being like, oh shit, he's released a song about it.
Yeah, it's not even like certain musicians write songs about people, but it's still up in the air whether it's about them.
Yeah.
Like Harry Styles had a whole album that a lot of people thought a lot of it was about Taylor Swift, but it was never confirmed. But calling it their name, like, Nina, this one's about you. Fuck you, Nina.
Ed doesn't give a shit. He actually doesn't give a shit. I came to realise that from listening to that album. Like with I think one of the songs about Ellie Goulding as well.
Just called Ellie.
Ellie Goulding hurt me.
Ellie Goulding, you bitch.
No, it was Don't. I think it's called Don't. Yeah, that's the one where he gets cheated on, and I'm pretty sure it was about her. And it's just nuts how he will just drop this stuff.
That's the thing. As soon as you're a boyfriend of Taylor Swift, you know that there's going to be a song written about you unless you marry this woman.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Ed Sheeran must have found it really hard to date superstars after that.
Yeah, I think that's why he married his childhood sweetheart in the end.
Did he?
Yeah.
What a boy.
I know. That's very Suffolk of him. Love it.
I think Suffolk would have been his sister.
That's Norfolk. Fuck you, Norfolk. No, yeah. Oh, what was I going to say about musicians? It's gone.
It happens, man. It happens at the worst times. I swear to God.
Oh, I had a good point.
You just be mid-thought, about to change the world with this idea.
You know what? I always say like, "Oh, I had a good point," and then I say the point, and it's never actually that good. I just say I had a good point to fill in the time while I'm trying to think about what I was going to say.
It's a bit like saying, "I've got a bad headache." You know what I mean? Like, you don't have a good headache. Nobody's ever had a good headache.
That's true.
Like,
there's no such thing.
It's such a ridiculous word to put at the start of that sentence. Well, before headache. It doesn't need bad. All headaches are bad.
You could. It would make more sense saying strong headache, because then you could
definitely
have headache and then strong headache. But that would sound really weird. Can you imagine saying someone says, "Oh, I've got a strong headache." You just feel like, "Fuck off!" No, what does that mean? Strong headache.
A fierce headache.
Fuck you.
There you go. A headache that really did have its Weetabix this morning.
This headache has had its protein, I tell you that. It's been doing progressive overload.
I'd prefer that. Rather than just bad.
Bad.
It's a bad headache. God. No one's got a headache and gone, yay! Finally, a headache!
Thank God. Apart from maybe like
slightly mundane but annoying things in the world.
Yeah, I was going to say someone, but nobody, you are right, nobody would enjoy having a headache.
No. Everyone hates a headache. Headache's just one of those things in life that you just get and you're just like, well, shit, it's this.
What about someone who has no feeling in their head and then they get a headache and they go, fuck yeah, I've got a headache. I can feel again.
But do you think the only thing you'd want to feel ever in your head is pain? Because then you just think your head is just pain. If you had no experience of what your head was before that, and you just got pain there, you'd be like, well, this is the pain center.
Yeah, maybe not. Fuck.
That'd be terrifying. It's like if my spleen started hurting out of nowhere. I'd be seriously concerned.
What is a spleen?
Exactly. So like the spleen's like a part in your body, right? So if you never, I've never personally felt my spleen before. I don't know what it feels like to have a spleen, even though I do have one. Which is exactly the same example as the headache situation. But if my spleen started like roaring into pain, I wouldn't be like, fuck yeah, I've got a spleen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair play. You'd be like, oh fuck, why does it hurt? I'm scared.
Such a concerning thing. Like, I didn't realise your kidneys hurting was a thing. That seriously worried me.
Did your kidneys hurt?
My kidneys hurt after drinking. They genuinely hurt.
Kidneys hurt after drinking?
Liver.
Isn't it your liver?
Yeah, I've got mixed up.
Like, what? I think you've got a different issue there. I don't think it's the drink.
Yeah, and I just started getting pain in my kidneys, and I was like, this is not a good thing.
Would you give your kidney to someone? Because you know you can donate your kidney.
Yeah, I was thinking
to a mate.
That. I'm not sure they'd want to.
If they're dying, I think they'd take it.
I don't know. Maybe I'd give it a few years first before I donate a kidney, just to make sure it was all right.
I think Selena Gomez gave a kidney or received a kidney from someone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, let's look it up. Kidney transplant.
Is it just if one of your kidneys fails, you've got to go get another one?
That's another thing I don't get, because you've got two, and if the other person who's donating it can live without one, then surely you can live without the one that's failing. Unless they're both failing at the same time, which would be a right nightmare.
I don't see why doctors haven't thought of this, to be honest.
Fucking idiots.
They could learn a thing or two from you, Clark.
I'm a smart boy.
It's a good point, though. Like, why are they being so greedy with the kidneys? How come they get to?
Exactly. Do doctors make a lot of money? Like in England? Because people always talk in films, you see the Americans go like, oh, my son's a doctor. And I think American doctors make a lot of money because they don't have the NHS. I get the feeling that British doctors don't make as much as they should.
I think a lot of it is also the status rather than the cash. You know what I mean? Like, it's a real big status thing being a doctor. If you go to a party with a bunch of, like, you know, people deep into their careers, and one of them tells you they're a doctor, like, there is a kind of, like, respect that everyone naturally holds for them.
That's true. There's a lot of job discrimination.
Discrimination?
In people with high up jobs, like being a lawyer or a doctor or something like that, will always shit on the people lower who do a job that could be more important.
Like what?
Like a carpenter. Everyone looks at people who are carpenters or bricklayers or something like, God, you're fucking stupid. You're like wasting your life. But that's such a skill that like everyone needs.
Literally. I get this with like plumbers, mate.
Yeah.
How fucked we'd be without plumbers?
Exactly.
Like, we'd be so screwed.
They're the people you call in an emergency, and yet they get shit on for what they do.
Exactly. It is mad. It is mad. Like, they're the people who are really running the country, but they don't really get the respect for it.
No, exactly. There's a lot of snobbery with jobberies. Jobbery, snobbery.
Yeah, it's true. It is true.
You know Elon Musk?
No,
do you know him?
No, never heard of him.
Well, he called his kid something stupid, didn't he?
Yeah.
Can't remember what he actually called it.
It's like XAER12 or something like that.
Yeah. I was thinking that I think we're now coming into a generation where all of the kids are going to be called something really fucking stupid.
Oh, that's actually a very good point. You know what concerns me? Everyone's a communist, right?
Yeah.
So, what if a communist party starts to gain traction? This is a genuine concern of mine. We get a communist party, and it starts rivaling the Conservatives and Labour, because like communism is such a fashion thing for people our age. Maybe it will go out of fashion. I don't know. But what if that happens and then we just end up being like a communist country in like 20 years' time?
Why is communism a fashion? What do you mean? I mean,
like, it's popular to be communist at the moment.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why?
Not specifically communist, but I suppose that way leaning, you know? Why is it popular?
Yeah.
That's a good question, mate.
What does that mean?
I don't actually know that. I don't know that. To be honest, it's just like the whole eat the rich and capitalism sucks, right? Your options are either communism or capitalism.
Okay.
If you hate capitalism, that's an advocacy for... If you want to bring down capitalism, that's a advocacy for communism.
Right.
And everyone seems to want to bring down capitalism.
So, okay, right, I get what you're saying now.
Yeah. So, what if a communist party comes up and we just end up being like Soviet Russia?
Be a nice change.
You imagine?
There's
weird good size to it. It would be weird. But actually, I don't think it could happen. I do think because of Bitcoin now.
You think everything comes back to Bitcoin? The other day, on the last episode, I mentioned something about the apocalypse, and you went, "That's the thing; it would never happen because Bitcoin's about." I was like, "What does that even mean?" Bitcoin's not fucking Superman.
Bitcoin is its own currency that's not controlled by the government. So if the government was controlling all the money and how the money was dished out, right? Because that's how communism works. The government will spread it out. They can't do that with Bitcoin. People will choose to trade Bitcoin for tasks in a capitalist manner. Anyway.
But yeah, the whole question is, how long will Bitcoin last? Because it's gone out of fashion about 4 times.
I don't think it went out of fashion. It just people lost faith in it. But the faith it's been around for a long time now, and it's starting to build. And the hedge funds are getting involved. The big companies are getting involved. So it really has. It's looking like there's a tipping point that seems to have arrived where the corporations are actually getting involved in investing in it. Look at Tesla. Granted, Elon Musk runs it.
Elon Musk's a fuckhead, though. He's absolutely insane. Like, he will invest in anything.
I don't know, man.
He's got enough money
we'll
to
look back
invest
on
in
him
anything.
doing that in 10 years' time and be like, well, that was a genius move.
It probably will be. And a lot of things he does are a genius move. But he is literally like Tony Stark. He just invests and flunks his money in anything that's slightly cool.
And it works, though. All of it works.
I think if you've got enough money, you can make anything work. If you want something.
Mate, there's so many failed businesses that have had millions thrown into them. But the way he's done it, just because I don't know, he seems to make things work. I don't know why or how. But
I think it is money. If you had as much money as Elon Musk, you could make anything work.
No, because the system has to be like self-fulfilling. It needs to make a profit as a business.
Yeah, but with him, he's got so much money that he could just open, say if he wanted to open pizza restaurants, right?
Yeah.
He could just open fucking loads all around the country because he's got enough money to start it up, and then eventually it would make profit.
Because the system actually has to be profitable for it to make profit.
Yeah, and it would be. After it's been going a while, it would then make profit. But he's got enough money to start it up without having to go through the struggle of like budgeting or anything. He can just go, right, I'm going to put all my fucking money into this.
I can't remember how we started this conversation. There was
I
a
have
point.
no idea.
There was a point before we went on a tangent about Elon Musk's business acumen. About it was how he was buying Bitcoin.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And how now that the corporations are buying it, that it almost looked at differently now. Which is what matters. That's what matters with money. This is such a mad conversation. So with money, isn't it? It's just trust in it. That's all that makes it work. So like, if people didn't believe in the pound, everyone would stop using the pound.
I want to know how it changed from shillings to pounds. When did that happen and why?
I don't know, mate. Shillings is cool as fuck.
It is, although someone was describing what, like, the whole currency of Britain before we brought in the pound, like, properly.
Yeah.
It was fucking insane. It was like 12 shillings to a sixpence or some shit like that. Like, what? That is like the money from Harry Potter. It's like weird as hell. It doesn't make any sense.
It sounded like you had half pennies.
Yeah. What I want to look up what the
What the ratios were.
yeah, British currency.
Yeah, it was quite a boring move from them, wasn't it? They were just like, yeah, we're just going to make this some sort of metric system.
Yeah, we'll make it easy. Right, it was... Oh, God. Don't you hate it when you're on a website and you keep scrolling and then ads keep popping up? Fuck you.
Sounds like you're on a recipe website.
So you had a halfpenny. Then you had a farthing, a threepence,
Mate.
sixpence, florin, half crown, and a crown.
Jesus. That's
What
chaos.
the fuck?
That's absolute chaos.
That is insane, isn't it?
I bet everyone's mathematical skills just went to shite as soon as we changed currency.
There were 12 pence in every shilling and 20 shillings in every pound. I'm glad it is.
What?
The way
There's
it
12
is.
pence in every shilling and 12 shilling in every pound.
Mm.
So a pound was 144 12 pence.
Let's see. So 2 farthings were 1 halfpenny. 2 halfpence were 1 penny, obviously. Then 3 pence were 1 threepence. 6 pence were 1 sixpence. 12 pence was 1 shilling, a bob. 2 shillings was 1 florin, 2 shillings
God.
and a sixpence was 1/2 crown, and 5 shillings was 1 crown. What the hell?
Bro, they used to do that shit. That's crazy.
That is mad.
Mate, that's nuts. How'd you buy anything?
I know. You must have a fucking... You have to have a backpack of coins in your bag.
You need to bring a calculator with you everywhere you go. Except they didn't have those. They'd just be an abacus.
And 1 guinea was £1 and 1 shilling.
Oh my God.
What did price tags look like?
Jesus Christ.
Can you imagine trying to pay for some Gucci handbag or something, and they're like, that is 561 shillings, £2, 1 sixpence, and a half penny.
You'd have to try convert that into what you had.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't have it in that arrangement. You'd have to formulate that price with a different arrangement of coins.
Yep.
And they're all worth these crazy values. And you'd just be like looking at the cashier like, what on earth am I supposed to do here? Do you reckon that's where all the maths grads went after uni? They just became like store tellers.
I think so, yeah. What a stupid system. Who the hell came up with that?
I gotta wish we had it, to be honest.
They're just like, yeah, I wish we did, because then I'd feel really smart. Imagine going to America and trying to describe what your coin system was like.
Oh, you just wouldn't. I mean, the courses kind of blows my mind, to be fair.
It's just $0.25.
I know, and even that's
25.
Crazy. It makes so much sense, though. It makes so much sense to have quarters.
It makes way more sense than just a 20p and a 5p. Who wants a 5p? What the fuck can you buy with 5p? Nothing.
It's just changed from 9.95. That's all 5p is, isn't it?
Yeah, and then everyone's just got a fuckload of 5p's, and then you just trade it into the
charity. That's it.
So the pound, when did that come in? It wasn't even too long ago, you know, like the new currency.
When was it?
Well, I just saw a coin that had 1957. That's not too long ago.
No, that's in the Second World War. They still had it.
Yeah, there we go. There's, I don't know. I'm lost. There's too many words on this page. Too many words on this page. When did the British pound fucking sorry everybody.
It's fine. This is quite tense. I'm intrigued.
Okay, that's not right. 1489. I don't think that's right.
I don't think that's right either, mate.
Okay, when did we stop using shillings? There we go. Shillings. 1990. What the fuck?
What? Oh, decimalisation happened in 1971.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
I missed that.
So we had like normal decimals. Okay,
That's
so it's
not
1971, mate. That's not long ago at all.
It's not. Fucking Elvis would have come to the UK and had to get his dollar changed to shillings.
Jesus. Our grandparents, mate.
That's mad.
Fucking hell. They were using shillings and threepences.
What if that is why grandparents are so wise and smart, right? And now anyone else who becomes a grandparent and becomes old, we're all going to be stupid as hell because we have never used shillings. And we just don't know until we get there.
I don't know, bro. I feel like the technological revolution is going to do that more than the shilling.
True. Wait, that means then that no other queen has ever been on like the British coin system that we've got now.
What?
Why
would they mean that?
Because she was queen then when we got the new coin system.
Yeah, but back in on the shillings, you'd have someone else, no?
Yeah, but I'm talking about the new system.
Oh, yeah.
She's been the only person on it. So what happens when she dies? Do we just get rid of all the old money, or do we just get someone new as well?
I bet they'll probably phase it out, won't they? Same with the
They should just keep her head and the other person, or the new person's head, just fill it up with different people.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's gonna be Charles, isn't it?
God, and that'll only last about 10 fucking days, and then he'll die. He's well old.
And then I have to change it to William.
Yeah. Anyway, should we go on to the questions game and end this?
Let's just get it.
I have to go to work.
Okay, you're trying to ask for the wage for the bill, but they just don't understand. You're in a French restaurant, okay?
Okay, I'll be the guy asking for the bill, because you do a good French accent.
I'll be the French waiter.
Alright, mate, can I have the bill?
What are you trying to say?
Can I have Lee Bill?
Do you speak English?
Isn't that what I'm speaking?
Would you like something?
Should I ask you if you speak English?
Shall I get my English friend?
What's his name?
Do you see that I don't understand you?
Oh, goodbye.
I'll put you in a bit of a corner there.
Yeah. I thought I'd fucked you with, what's his name? I thought you were going to come back with something like Juan or some really not English name.
Thierry? Thank you for listening, everyone. As always, it's been a pleasure. And get lost.